Hello, I'm Elizabeth Swafford, QCS Marketing Specialist, and I'm here today to walk you through your renewal instructions. So first off, we want to say thank you for your continued certification with QCS. So with that said, let's get into it. So because of the Strengthening Organic Enforcement rule coming out this year, we are requiring you to complete the full organic system plan as your renewal document. We know this is an adjustment. We're adjusting with you, and we're here to answer any questions to make this process as smooth as possible for your operation. So this video is going to cover that requirement, as well as remind you that your renewal due date is stated in the renewal reminder emails that we send out to your operation. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. Next, we're going to cover the Organic System Plan modules. So this is the new format for our Organic System Plan. Basically, we took our Organic System Plan file and broke the sections up into separate files in order to make it easier to only complete what you need to complete. And I'll go more into that in this video. And then we're also going to cover what to complete versus what not to complete so that you're not left wondering what paperwork do I submit for this renewal batch. Okay, and then also for any other information, we've written out Organic System Plan module instructions and included them as the first file in the zip folder that you've received in your renewal email. Here's an overview of the OSP modules. It comes in 3 sections. The first section is the general OSP modules, and those are required of every operation. So regardless of your scope, you will need to complete these modules. The second section is the scope-specific OSP modules, and those depend on your scope and activities. So depending on what your scope is and your activities, you'll complete different modules in that section. And finally, the U.S. International Organic Equivalencies. And these are not required unless you're changing or adding a new equivalency during this renewal period. So a note about the scope-specific modules section. The crop, livestock, and processor handler OSPs, they include modules that may or may not be required depending on your operations activities. For example, mushroom production for growers. So if you're a grower filling out your OSP and you don't produce mushrooms, you don't have to submit the OSP mushroom module. On the other hand, the simple handler, apiary, and wild crop scopes don't include modules that depend on the activities of an operation, and therefore all modules in these OSPs do need to be completed by these operations. So let's look at an example of what a simple handler with no changes to their international US equivalencies would look like. So this entire list has all of the files that that simple handler would get when they open their zip file. I know it looks like a lot, but hang with me, we'll break it down. So you see the 3 sections present. The general OSP is marked in orange. The simple handler section is marked in blue, and the green are those international equivalencies. Now we know that the general OSP is required for all operations, so the simple handler would need to complete these sections. We also know that the scope-specific sections are required as well, so he would need to complete these sections. And since he has no changes to the US equivalencies, international equivalencies, he would not need to complete this section. Okay, so now that we have an example of an OSP that did not have any activity-dependent modules, let's look at the scopes that do have those activity-dependent modules. So we're looking at the crops now, and on the left-hand side, you can see a chart with all of the guidances on which modules to fill out based on the activities that that operation conducts. And on the right side is a screenshot of all of the modules that are inside the zip folder of the OSP regarding the crop scope. And you can note underneath that not pictured are the general OSP modules, which are required for every operation to complete. as well as the U.S. International Organic Equivalencies, and you can refer to slide 3 for those relevant requirements. What's not required for crop scope is resubmission of the land use affirmation for parcels that are currently certified. Okay, so for the livestock scope specific OSP modules, again, on the left, you see that chart that shows the different activities, different types of livestock that operations can raise, and the corresponding organic livestock plan modules that are required. So then on the right, there's the screenshot of the modules in that scope specific livestock section of your zip file, and you would just only complete the ones that are necessary based on the criteria in the chart on the left. And what's not required for livestock for poultry producers is the resubmission of the land use affirmation. Let's see, for parcels that are currently certified. So all that information is there. Again, what's not pictured are those general OSP sections that are also required for every operation and the U.S. International Organic Equivalents. For the processor and handler scope-specific modules of the OSP, on the left, you can see in gray the chart showing you different questions about your operation and what relevant either modules of the OSP or additional forms are needed for your renewal. And on the right, there is that screenshot of all the files in your zip folder that you'll receive with all of the scope-specific modules for the OSP. And not pictured in that screenshot is the general OSP modules, which are also required for all operations, and the U.S. International Organic Equivalencies. And you can refer to slide 3 for those relevant requirements. Also in that orange box, you can see what's not required in order for you to renew. So resubmission of the organic product profile workbook, which is that Excel document, isn't required unless there are changes to the products requesting certification, product formulations or calculations, suppliers, or the last certified entity in the supply chain. Also, make sure to remember to please complete and submit the fee payment form relevant to your operation. Just a reminder that incomplete submissions could cause a delay in your renewal. So just make sure to get those things in as well. And there's some information about how to submit your fees, fee payment form, and what different methods you can use to submit those things. So that should cover your renewal instructions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, we want to say thank you for continuing your organic certification with QCS, and we will be in touch. Make sure to reach out for any questions. Thank you.